What's up YouTube? For tonight's video we have a full Native American Animals team. This one is for Patreon. If you like your theme team done, you can check it out in the description of the video under the Patreon link. Drago, this one is for you. So quite an interesting theme team to do, and man, I had some really good battles with this team, so make sure you stick around. Now also real quick, I do take my battles on my chat, which is in the description of the video too. We are running like a little gym leader like challenge on there, so if you guys would like to verse some of our gym leaders on the chat or be one yourself, go there, check it out. I take my battles there, and other people do lots of battles there too. It's really fun, so just go check it out if you're interested. Anyone is welcome to join. So we have a battle against Bodhi. Now we've got the Magnemite lead, which Thunderbird is a little bit scared of a Thunder move. So I'm going to swap him out and go into my Lycanroc. Now Lycanroc Dust Form has the greatest special move lineup you could ever imagine in your entire life. So that's exactly why I wanted to use it. It's also got moves like this. It's got Earth Power, Echo Voice, Snarl, and Hidden Power. That's basically it. And Round. That was it. I was like, wow, it's so limited. So we have Togedemaru coming. Now, the good thing about this, right, it actually gets Earth Power, so I'm like, oh, this is really good. So I have Max Speed, Max Special Attack, and I down that Togedemaru in one move. Man, that 4 times definitely helped out there, because its Special Attack is so low and difficult to use. The item I had on there was Metronome 2 to power up Echoed Voice, so the more you use Echoed Voice in a row exponentially, it powers up. Obviously it caps, but it takes a long time to power up too. So now we have the Magnemite coming in. It doesn't have Sturdy, and I just Shrek it with one Earth Power. So, man, this special Lycanroc people, it's just shaking the meta at the moment. So now we have Genesect coming in. Like, what is going on here? So they're going to swap in and get the download, boosting its special attack. I'm trying to get swept people. It's going to come in and go for the U-turn. So it's a physical set, or it's got U-turn. I'm not sure if it's got all physical moves yet, but I know that it has U-turn. So it's going to, because I just used it. So it's going to take me out with the U-turn. My Lycanroc is down, but it did pretty well. It took out a Magnemite and Togedemaru, so I'm pretty happy with that. So Blastphelon comes in. I'm not sure about this shiny, right? I'm trying to think. I'm sort of on the fence if I like it or not. I like the blue on it, but it's like a party going on at its head. So now it's going to go for the explosion just straight away, like just straight off the bat, and that's going to bury my Xatu there. This was Xatu said. I will explain during the next video. It makes a little bit more sense then. Right, so just double KO there. My Xatu's down and Blastphelon is down too. It definitely was having hang on guys, I got the best pun for this one. My mind was blown. So now the Genesect's going to come in, swapping in my Thunderbird, which was my Sigilyph. So I wanted to run the physical Sigilyph. I got some pretty interesting moves against Zen Headbutt. I gave it Airway, Steel Wing, and Smackdown. I've got the Tinted Lens ability on this one. Now it's going to go for U-turn. Man, that does some damage to my, I nearly called it Xatu, my Sigilyph, and it nearly takes me out, but fortunately I do live that one. So now we have Sylvester coming. I'm going to go for the Airways. That's the best move I can possibly do on this, and it does nothing. So I've got to go for the Smackdown now, because it's super effective and it does about the same as Airway. So its physical move pool is very limited, which is very tricky to use. So another U-turn coming from the Incineroar, and that's good enough to take out my Sigilyph. So things are not looking very good at the moment. I've lost half my team. Then again, I did get some early KOs with the Lycanroc, so it's an even game at the moment. Now, this Genesect was really worrying me. So, swapping in my Tapu Fini. Now, I actually had quite a fun set for Tapu Fini. I wanted to run also a physical set on this one. It's got some really interesting physical moves, and I wanted to give it a go. So now Genesect is going to go for Explosion. So, man, what is this, a full Explosion team or something? Genesect is going to go, it doesn't have like a normal gem or anything, but man, that took me out. It must have been, I think it might have been Choice Banded, so that is down. So, I don't know. Well, it can't be a full Explosion team because some of their Pokemon don't know Explosion, but man. So now we have the Incineroar coming out. I'm going to go into the Deer, which is my special Swordsbuck. Now, Swordsbuck, I've used this set a couple of times actually. It's the special one with Nature Power and Serene Grace, so you have a chance at getting that extra like hacks on the opponent. It's got Work Up to boost its special attack. It's got Shadow Ball to hit Ghost types. It's also got Energy Ball for stab too. So I actually get Nature Power turns into Tri Attack, but with the Misty Terrain up, it actually turns into the Moonblast, and it wasn't enough to take it out, unfortunately. Now we have the Incineroar going out, and we have the Camera Up coming in. They use a naughty nickname here to blur that one out. So I really can't do much except for going for the Energy Ball against this thing. There was nothing I could really do. It does a decent amount of damage to it. It's about a 3-hit KO. The Heat Wave actually misses, which is nice. So I thought, well, since I got One more attack to go. I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball. Now, this is coming off Ghost DMZ. Just for any Ghost types that would come in, I could hit them, like, reasonably hard. So I had Shadow Ball there with Serene Grace, to try and drop the special defense. And same with Energy Ball. I kept them on. I was thinking of using Giga Drain, but I wanted to make use of Serene Grace the best I possibly could. So if you want to play around with the Nature Power Tri-Attack Source Butt, you definitely can. It's quite fun. Now, Camerup's going to go for the Heat Wave, and obviously that's going to finish off Deer. But that's pretty good. I did some solid damage with that Pokemon, and it performed pretty dang well. So the last Pokemon on my team is Braviary, and this set was probably the most, reliable on my team. This is a very bulky Braviary. We've got max health and max special defense. I've got Toxic, Sky Drop, and Bulk Up. So the idea is to boost my defenses and attack with Bulk Up, then use Toxic on the opponent and go for the Sky Drop. Now, I would have loved it to have a trapping move, like Block or something, anything like that. That would have been really cool. I probably would have replaced that Bulk Up with that. But this set overall makes me hit really, really hard. So now with the Camerupt going for a Z move, and now this is going to be Fire EMZ Heat Wave, I'm guessing. Now, as I said, I'm running max health, max special attack, and I tanked that one really, really nicely there. It has a very, apparently it was quiet nature, so definitely hitting really, really hard against my Braviary. So I've got Roost on this set too, if I didn't mention that already. So that's obviously you roost off your health after getting some bulk ups up, setting your stats up, and then you can go to poison the opponent or go for Sky Drop. Now, the good thing about Sky Drop is you lift the opponent into the sky. The bad thing about this situation was Camerupt ate too many Wheat Bix for breakfast, so I could not lift it into the sky. The only thing I could really do here was go for the Toxic, and it's going to go down in a couple of turns anyway. So it gave me a little bit of time to get some bulk ups up against the remaining Pokemon, which was the Incineroar. Right, so Camerupt's going to go for the Heat Wave again. It's not doing too much damage. I mean, it really needed to take me out with the Z move. That would have been the Camerupt's only chance to actually KO me in one shot. Or a critical hit. That could be bad too. So go for another Roost against this. It's the best I can really do. I wanted to get some bulk up against that Incineroar. It clearly was like a physical set. If it was packing something like Flare Blitz, I would have liked to have a couple of bulk ups up just in case. But its natural bulk and defense is actually pretty good too, so it works out pretty fun. I might actually try and get a sweep with this Braviary set. I was thinking you could get a Pokemon to set up this Toxic Spikes, right, which would free me up not having Toxic, and then I could teach it another move or something like that. Anyway, so Sylvester's going to come in. This is both our last Pokemon. I'm actually going to outspeed and go for the Sky Drop, picking it's Sylvester off the ground. I'm going to get a little bit. The nice thing is when you lift the opponent into the sky, you've got leftovers. You get the leftover recovery, which is cool too. And he's going to get thrown into the ground, and all those bulk ups are going to be enough to take it out. And that is the first game. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Let's get on to the second one. This was a battle on my chat against Sarge. So I was actually, most of the battles I was leading with I nearly called it Xatu again, Sigalith. They're both birds, alright? Just chill. So we have the Malamar lead, and we've got the Sigalith lead this time. So, there wasn't a lot I could do. The best thing I could possibly do here was go for the Air Ice. That was my strongest attack against the thing, and it does nothing. Now, Malamar lands the Hypnosis right off the bat, so I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good. It's going to have some sort of setup move, like what should I do? Should I stay in? Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, it's best to swap out, obviously, because you don't want to get set up on. So I thought Tapu Fini would be a nice swap in. So this time I actually get to explain what my Tapu Fini set was. So this was a physical Tapu Fini. It actually gets Waterfall, which is nice. So I gave it max health and max attack Adamant Nature with a Choice Band. So I can go for Choice Band Waterfalls. It actually gets Smart Strike too, so I can hit Fairies for super effective damage, which is nice. I've also got Giga Impact, and I've got Fling as well, just so I can get rid of my Choice Band if I don't want to get locked into a Waterfall or something like that, or a Giga Impact. So go for a Waterfall again. I actually get a Flinch on the Malamar, which is really good because it got a Superpower boost and from Contrary, so that was really nice and good, pretty lucky start there. So now, as I thought, Genesect would come in. Now, I've got Smart Strike on this Tapu Fini, but since I'm locked into Waterfall, I've got to swap out here. So I thought, well, I could swap in the Sigalith again, and, it really probably can't do a lot of damage to me. It's probably got a weak grass move like Giga Impact. Sorry, Giga Impact, Giga Drain. Man, they both have Giga in them. It also does have Spore a lot of the time too, so I'm already asleep, so I thought that was a good swap in. Right, anyway. The Amoonguss, not the Amoonguss, the Shinnot, they're both mushrooms, right? So it's going to go for the Charge Beam, and it's going to try and boost its special attack. It doesn't get the boosted special attack, thank goodness. Now I'm going to wake up and go for the Aero Ace, which is super effective, which is nice, but it's pretty bulky too, so it takes it fairly well. However, it has Effect Spore, right? Then it puts me back to sleep. I'm like, what? This can't be happening. So I just woke up. I get put back to sleep by Effect Spore. Now it's going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, and that's almost going to take me out. I have to wake up this turn, but I don't. I'm still asleep. I can't believe that. I got put to sleep by Hypnosis, then put back to sleep by Effect Spore. Man, I had some really unlucky moments in like all the battles I did today. It was funny. It was very, very amusing. So my Sigilyph is down, but that's not too bad. It did a pretty solid job taking out, well, it didn't actually take out the Malamar, but it kind of helped. It took the Hypnosis. Anyway, so swapping in the Tapu Fini. Now, most people wouldn't expect Tapu Fini to have a Choice Band and Smart Strike, so they stayed in, which is a pretty smart move on my play there. Unfortunately, it just lived again. It's like, please do not have Effect Spore again. It's going to go for the Giga Drain. Now, since I'm very bulky in just my stats and I'm running max health, and it's coming from a Shiinotic, it's not like super duper strong, I do take that one fairly nicely, and I'm going for another Smart Strike on the Shiinotic, taking it out. So I was glad I had that move. That would have been quite difficult to take out without that. I think Giga Red Pack would have been, definitely wouldn't have taken it out. The problem out those sort of moves to your left is quite vulnerable to things coming in and setting up on you. So Electivire is going to come in. I have nothing for this thing. It's such a good, versatile Pokemon, especially against some of these gimmicks that I'm using. So Tapu Fini is just going to have to take the bullet there, and that is down. It's obviously got the Life Orb too, so it's going to be hitting it fairly hard, and it's got a big move pool too, so it can hit a lot of things super effective. So bringing in the Lycanroc, going for the Earth Power. It does over half health, so I'm pretty happy with that. And now Electivire is going to go for the Brick Break, and yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to lift that one. And that is my Lycanroc down. So things are starting to look pretty bad here. I've got to get rid of this Electivire. It's just chopping through my team. I wish it used Cross Chop at that point. So swapping in my Deer. Now the problem was I could go for the Tri-Attack Moonblast here. I was hoping that's going to be enough to actually take it out. So going for Tri-Attack on the Moonblast, and that actually fails to take it out. Don't worry, guys. I've got a special attack drop. That's going to help me so much. Now the Electivire is going to go for the Fire Punch, and that's going to take me out too. Oh, no. It's such, like, this set, like, obviously this usual standard kind of Electivire set was, like, so strong against my team. I had, like, no answers for it. Right, anyway, the good thing was it actually had Life Orb, and that took out, it took itself out. So now, this Statu set. Now, I've run a set actually kind of similar to this one, but this one was sort of taking it to the next level of, like, luckiness. So firstly, I'm going to go for the Simple Beam, making the opponent's ability simple. So obviously, any stat boosts they do are doubled or dropped. They're doubled as well. So I've given that the simple. Now it's used Sword Dance. It's actually given it some +4 on attack. I'm like, oh, this can't be happening, people. So I thought, let's do it, people. Let's go for the Swagger. So I gave them the Swagger, giving them +6 in attack to the Cubone. Hoping it would hit itself in confusion. Now, the idea is to go for the Psych Up afterwards, actually giving myself +6 in attack. And it gets through and goes for the Double Edge. And takes my Zartu on one shot. Oh, man, the other move I had on that was Drill Peck. So I had Simple Beam, Swagger, Psych Up, and Drill Peck. Max attack and max speed. Oh no, so I'm about to get boned here, so I'm going to go for the Bulk Up. I've got to try and stall this thing out. Hopefully I can live it. It does have the Double Edge, obviously that's its strongest move. The only thing I was worried about was the Rock type move. It snapped out of Confusion right away. I'm like, oh, this can't be happening since I am running a max health. And I've got +1 in attack too. In defense, I actually was able to tank that. But man, this Cubone is really, really scary. I've got to get around it. So go for another Bulk Up there, trying to stall this thing out. The good thing about it, when it was using Double Edge, it's taking recoil too. If you do remember, I gave it the simple ability, so it's now taking recoil damage. So I just hang on 32 health, which is nice. Now I can go for the Roost, and it's going to take itself out eventually with a double team. The Double Edge. Anyway, so the best thing I do here is go for the Roost, try and get a couple more Bulk Ups up to try and stay in this battle. A lot of the time, right, it came down to my Braviary at the end, because a lot of my team, well, if you look at them, take out the Tapu Fini, they weren't exactly the most bulkiest Pokemon in the world. Right, so it's going to hit me yet with another Double Edge. It's really pressuring me here. I was actually very worried about a critical hit too. I didn't really particularly want to lose to a +6 Cubone. I mean, it would have been funny. Don't judge me on that one, but it would have been a bit salty too. So now it's going to go for the Brick Break on the Braviary. Since I actually went for the Roost, which turned me into a pure normal type, that was super effective. But however, I do have a couple of Bulk Ups up, which enables me to actually live that. So now, finally, going for the Sky Drop on the Cubone. I've got to get rid of this threat, people. It's threatening me so much. I'm going to get a little bit of leftover recovery, which is nice, and Cubone is going to get dropped from the sky, and I'm going to finally take it out. My goodness, that was so threatening. That Xatu there, imagine if I got that Psycho up and then went for the Drill Peck afterwards. That would have been amazing. Oh, man. Anyway, so now we have the Torterra coming out. There's another problem here. I can't lift this Pokemon up in there. It's too heavy. So this bit, I had to speed up a fair bit. So the good thing about this set is I actually did have Toxic as well, in case the opponent was too heavy. I'm just thinking about this set. This is completely walled by things like a Metagross would completely wall this, right? A steel type that's really, really heavy, like a Reggie steel, something like that. That would be horrible. Anyway, so this is going to go for the Rock Tomb. That's obviously it's dropping my speed, but as it's dropping my speed, it's actually boosting my attack too, because I have the Defiant ability, and that's really nice. Obviously, they want their next Pokemon to swap in to outspeed me. That's the only reason why I'd be doing it too, and it's super effective. So I'm roosting off the damage there, which was nice. I actually got critical hit before. I thought it was almost over, and I was able to roost off that damage. Now, Torterra goes down. The last Pokemon is the Luminio. So I was thinking, it might use like an Ice-type move against me or something. Maybe like an ICMZ Ice Beam. I'm not sure. However, they're going to go for a Water-type move. I'm guessing this is coming off like, I don't know, like Scald or Hydro Pump or Surf or something like that. And it's going to be the Water MZ. Now, I haven't actually showed my special defensive side in this battle at all. As I said, I am running max health and max special defense. So I was quite confident I could live this attack besides a critical hit. So I'm getting hit by a wall, tornado wall there. And actually, I would have lived the crit on that one too. I'm very bulky. Taking Luminia into the sky, it's going to be a flying fish, literally. And getting my leftover recovery and smashing it into the ground. And that is the game. I hope you guys enjoyed both these battles. They were very, very fun. And got some good bloopers and a bonus battle at the end. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.